switch gears, and this is, I believe, our last section. This is facilities and ground management. This is talking about the maintenance of your association and the upkeep, and this is probably where associations have the most confusing. Sometimes when I look at condos, even townhomes, I'm like, I can't look at this unless I have an attorney with me, because I want to make sure that I understand what I'm reading is correct.
What do you mean they're responsible for their roof?
Wait,
what do you mean?
It just says a party wall, but where does that party wall begin?
Yeah.
Does that party wall start at the drywall or at the paint? If you think we're being silly,
we're not.
Manage a condo building or live in a condo building where it's very, very specific and also very gray at the same time. So facilities management is the process of operating, maintaining, repairing an area or property. We did talk about a reserve study earlier today. A reserve study is a product that is prepared by a professional engineer, not your property manager. Big difference. See how we were talking about attorneys? They have esquires. Professional engineers, they have PEs after their name. We have CMCA, CAM, PCAM, AMS. We have a couple of different things that come after ours, but never those. So when it comes to facilities and ground maintenance, meet the needs of the individual residents, preserve and enhance the common area property. We talked about this. So remember when we were talking earlier about the sexy versus the unsexy common area items? Let me tell you something. If you're working on a year where all you're doing is unsexy items, let's say I have to replace the boiler, holy smokes. If you're working on stuff that is ridiculously expensive, that
nobody sees,
or cares about and has really no concern with, might I suggest that you redo the front planter by the front door to include those tulips that are so expensive that you haven't been able to do for the last couple of years. Always throw in, when you're doing something that homeowners cannot see, big work, throw in a little nugget of something that's visual for them. And I know that sounds silly when I say it, but honestly, it will detract so many people because really they're looking at the visual. They're looking at the tangible. So keep that in mind when you're making your decisions and when you're doing your strategy sessions. And if I just said strategy sessions and you all looked at me like, oh, our board's never done that, I would love to talk to you after this.
Yeah, strategy
because
is what
we
it's all
really,
about.
yes, absolutely. Again, that's another way to leverage your property management company. Talk with your property manager. Have these discussions. We are licensed by the state of Georgia, well, at least here in Georgia. We're licensed by the Real Estate Commission for a reason. We have to take continuing education credits. We want to be able to help you. We want to guide you and partner with you through these items. Obviously, if you're joining us today, you can see that that's the truth.
Right.
So, physical assets versus real property versus personal property. All the things that you can shake. If you turn it over and shake it. I mean.
If you can shake it, turn it upside down,
that's the difference. The real property is what stays and the personal property is what moves around. All right, maintenance programs, routine maintenance, preventative maintenance, emergency services, corrective maintenance, and scheduled replacement. These are all things that, common terms that are used often, sometimes misused in inappropriate terms, but there's nothing wrong with having a preventative maintenance program. All condo buildings should have one, and in fact, if you're a common law HOA and you've got a clubhouse, tennis courts, pool, those types of things, you should, within your reserve study, that's kind of your preventative maintenance plan too, because you're already preparing for the things that you know are going to happen. But with a preventative maintenance plan, maybe you can isolate a frequency schedule, like I'm going to change these light bulbs out monthly, or I'm going to look at doing this daily, or I'm going to, the extinguishers. Maybe you have your fire extinguishers inspected twice a year. I've had some twice. Some only do it once. It just depends. Whatever that is, those are those service schedules that will help you.
I'd like you all to notice there is no line item up there titled deferred maintenance.
Wait, are you sure about that? Because
I am positive there is no such thing as deferred maintenance. A lot of people do it.
I was going to say,
A lot of people
I
have
wonder,
it.
and there's a difference between rearranging the time schedule. So just as Chet said with his example about the roof, that's not deferring maintenance forever. That's repositioning the priority of the schedule. Very different. What we're talking about in deferred maintenance is we've got $5 million in our reserve account.
And we haven't done anything with it for the last 9 years.
But we like our nest egg.
Yes.
That's not growing any interest.
Correct. So the moral of the
Very-
story is we're being facetious. But
We
the
are.
reality of it is that we're back to reserves are meant to be spent. Operating accounts are meant to be spent, and they're meant to maintain and enhance the property.
You are required to spend the association's money, period.